Hi, Eric Gibaud at Gibaud.com, and you will never buy a camera this way. That sounds a bit strange to say that, but this is based on what I received very often. People who write to me asking about advice. Some you tell you advice and you give them some advice, or other people give them some advice, and they decide which camera is best for what they want to do, okay? But the other people, they're never ready to buy. They always ask and ask and ask. They never end up buying, okay? There is a reason for this, because maybe they're not well informed or whatever. So we're going to speak about this. So let's start. This is really funny, but I've noticed that people, when they don't know anything about photography, they are very often completely obsessed by the camera. Very often they contact me asking what camera should I buy, or what could I do or not do, all this. But very often they send you a list of features of cameras. They've read all of them, they know by heart everything, and they're so obsessed. Like, this camera is 26.1 million pixels, this one is 26.9, so I should take the 1.9 extra because that's important, and this and this. And they just go nuts reading data and data and data and data. And this is absurd. They forget the human side of photography. It's not just a camera, this is the side you bring in, okay? That's really important. So we're going to see about this syndrome that makes some people like go nuts and they end up never buying any camera. So let's carry on. Some people tell me, no, I will buy next model because it's going to be a lot better, and yes, I want the latest, so I will wait all this. You're going to wait your whole life. There is always something new that will be better. But very often it won't be a lot better. It will be, some point will be better. But most of the time the difference won't be so dramatic, okay? We have the same thing with computers, with smartphones, with cars. Nothing is so drastic that you see a massive difference, okay? So I understand that it's annoying that you buy a camera today and next week there's a new model that replaces it. So I understand that. But anyway, most of the time we know more or less when a camera will be replaced. I mean, if the camera has been on the market for 6 months, well, it's really unlikely that there's a new one before an extra 1.5, maybe 2 or 3 years, okay? So don't worry. And even though you would buy a camera today and next week a replacement appears, your camera is still good. The picture you made with that camera will not be that much difference, or will be exactly the same as the one you will make with the latest camera. So don't worry, don't worry. And there's a time you need to get in, otherwise you will be waiting your whole life, okay? Sometimes, yes, it's good to wait for next model, but normally this is not something for beginners who buy their first camera. People who know there is a feature in next camera that is good for them. For example, I use a Lumix S5 Mark II. I could have bought the S5, but it's true, I was not ready for it. When I heard there would be phase, not just contrast, but phase detection autofocus, then I thought, well, this is worth waiting, okay? So I waited for that camera, it came out. But then when it came out, they said there would be also the X model that would have the possibility to record on external USB drive and more feature. I will not get into details. So I could have waited an extra 6 months. Well, it actually took less than 6 months, but they announced it would be 6 months later. And still, did I wait? No, because what the S5 Mark II offers was enough for me. Would it be good, this feature that comes in the S5 Mark II X? Yes, for sure, that would be great for me. Do I actually really need them? No. So, was it worth waiting? No. So, normally, people who are going to buy their first camera, there is no point for waiting. People have more experience, more cameras. Yes, sometimes it makes sense to wait for the next model because they know they will fix or better things, okay? But normally, if you buy your first camera, there's nothing to wait for, okay? When you see these people that actually collect data about cameras, info all over the place, very often you realize that they did not define their need, or they don't have any criteria on their side. They don't know what is the camera, what they will do, what kind of picture, video, is it for a souvenir, is it for pro use, is it for whatever, okay? They don't define their actual needs. So they think that if they get the camera that can do most things, then that will be fine for them. And that's not the way it works. Most likely, any camera will be fine if it's your first camera. normally, yeah, you will be able to do many things anyway. So first of all, define exactly what you want to do, and then maybe you will see some differences among the features of one camera or another. So but first look on your side, not on the camera side. Okay, the most expensive sentence is just in case. So many people buy cameras searching for features just in case they would need them. Maybe you want to do only indoor photography with wide angle, but you want to get a 300mm just in case the neighbor's chicken is just escaping from the barn and you want to make a picture. Just in case, I need that. I want 6K. I don't use 6K. I will not use ever 6K, but just in case maybe I need it one day, okay? So this just in case makes you spend a lot more money than you needed. If you define your needs, most probably 100% will be covered by any camera, and maybe 99%. So honestly, forget about these extra features just in case. That costs you time looking at all features and money paying for features you don't actually need, okay? Try to avoid this magazine that compare products. Very often they do cars, they do dishwasher, and they do cameras sometimes, okay? And you realize that the criteria they use, they are right, okay, that it's true, but they're irrelevant for most people when they make pictures. So if you you give a better score to a camera because it switches on in 1/10 of a second and the other one in 1/8 of a second, and you have different score, when you use the camera you will not see any difference anyway. Or sometimes they use like the resolution as a criteria for a score. They will give better score to 40 million pixels than 26 million pixels. But if they really knew about photography, they will know that in some situation you prefer to have 26 million than 40. So these scores are on paper, they're right, and they need to get some criteria to give a final score. I understand that, but what they use most of the time is irrelevant for photography. So if you stick to what they say, you probably buy the camera is not right for you. It's a lot more important to have a camera that you feel good in your hand. The menus are easy to navigate. You like to use it. It gives you, well, I feel like going out and making pictures. This is a lot more important than the camera that on papers is better, but you don't feel as nice, you don't like the look, you don't feel as good when you use it. And this is not taken into account when they make this comparison, okay? So avoid that kind of magazine, avoid that kind of website, or this side-to-side comparison. Very often they mislead the user, okay? So avoid them. Last week I was in France in Digit Photo in Metz, which is a shop, and they organized 2 special days, and there were several brands that were there: Canon, Nikon, Sony, OM System, Fujifilm, many, okay, and Pentax, and they all had a lot of gear there, okay. First thing that I really loved is that all these people who work for this company, they have a good feeling. You don't have this war you see on social networks against Nikon, against Nikon or Sony or whatever. They all get along really well. Many of them know each other for many years, okay? But still, I feel it was great, and they were aware of what the competition has and what they do themselves, all this. I really like this, okay? So I would say it would be great if you could go to that kind of event, or to a shop that has many cameras, or go to a photo fair, whatever, because this is when actually you touch cameras, you feel cameras, you see what suits you most, you know, not just technical side of it, just feeling the sensation, the way it looks, all this. That really helps to decide which camera is best for you, not just figures and features and whatever, okay, comparing or whatever. Try to touch cameras, see which one is nice for you, how you feel, you like it. Or that's really more important than just figures and information, okay? And then the thing is, buy a camera, any camera. Start, get your first camera. If you wait like 6 months, a year, 2 years, this time you've wasted without any camera. You didn't have the chance to make pictures yourself. Enjoy making pictures. And when you get your first camera, then you are better prepared to know if it's exactly what you need, how you could better it with accessories, or maybe your future second or third camera, you will know exactly what you need, what feature is needed. But for that, you need to get your first camera. It doesn't need to be the most expensive. If it is the cheapest one, it doesn't matter. make a step ahead and get a camera. Without it, you're lost. Don't wait for next camera. Get the one you can get today. This is the message, okay? And then you will be enjoying making photography, and you will see that all these figures, features, all this, most of them you don't absolutely need them. So enjoy photography. So this is my advice. Go ahead, buy a camera, whatever camera. Ask your friend, but one thing, don't ask on Facebook group. Please post pictures made with such or such camera, so I've got an idea. That gives you an idea of how good is a photographer, not how good is a camera. On that kind of picture, it's impossible to know if the camera is good or not, okay? So even the one I may post on YouTube, okay, that doesn't give you exactly I can tell you how I feel when I make the camera, if it's fast, if it's slow, all that. But when you look at a finished picture, doesn't tell you if a camera is better or not. That's nonsense, okay? That's the way it is, okay? So get a camera, enjoy photography, have fun, and then you'll see in the future if you get another camera or not, okay? So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Small button on here is a small bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified when I upload a new video. My website, Gibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. I'll also leave you links of my on Amazon, links of everything I've reviewed by K&F Concept, Sandmarc and Flashes by Westcott, more affiliated links, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.